Happy summer, you guys. Hope everyone is well. I am so delighted to bring you a mixed berry crostata today. Fun fact, crostata and galette, same thing. Crostata is Italian, galette is French. A little trivia for you. So this is basically like the easiest pie of your life. It involves one pie crust. You could do store-bought, you can make your own. I will include the recipe for my mom's that I use, which by the way is dairy-free, if anybody needs a dairy-free pie crust. It involves vegetable oil, no butter. But anyways, one pie crust, some fruit, usually berries are best. Berries are stone fruit this time of year, is what I would recommend. And then you put it in the center and you fold the dough around the edges, kind of rough. It doesn't even need to be looking like super precise. That's what's so great about this. Like anyone could make these. You could do this with like a kindergarten class, I bet. Seriously, it's that easy. So really fun, something you can whip up in the summer. And I've never done it, but I bet you could probably figure out a way to do it on the grill if you don't want to heat up your oven. So real pumped. Let's get started with mixed berry galette. Or sorry, mixed berry crostata. Now I'm getting myself confused. All right. Hey, okay. I got my pie crust. So my pie crust that I make is my mom's old recipe. I've mentioned it in other things like my peach crumb pie, which was a real big hit last summer. Look it up, it's one of my favorites. But this recipe, my mom on the recipe card from the recipe box, which is a famous thing from my mom, it says Mazzola Easy 1, 2, 3. That's the name of this pie crust. Essentially, she bought Mazzola brand vegetable oil, but it's flour, vegetable oil, and a little bit of salt and some ice water. So this is the crust. I have rolled it out between two pieces of wax paper. I just want to show you how simple it is. I do love this crust because I feel like it's very foolproof. I feel like I'm good at a lot of things with cooking. I don't know why I have a hard time with pastry. It's just not my jam. So two pieces, and I have a sheet tray prepared with some parchment. If you don't have parchment, it's not the end of the world, but it does help, I think. Slap it down. You don't need to be fussy about it. Aim though. Try and get your center spot. Okay, peeling that off. That's how easy that is. By the way, that was wax paper, not parchment. So now my crust is ready to roll. It's just gonna hang out here until the next section. I use my Sil Pat, which is a rubber mat, to kind of when I roll it out, helps. Okay, next up, I've got some berries. My oven is preheated. I've got 6 ounces each of blueberries and raspberries. That's what I'm going with because it's what looked the yummiest at the store. So that's in there. And then I have some just granulated sugar. To that, I'm gonna add some cornstarch. I'm adding this to here so it doesn't get all gloppy and like chunky on the fruit. So, pardon, I forgot to get my whisk out. My favorite little, look at him. It's a little egg whisk. It's from my mom. It's like barely holding on. But anyways, I'm gonna whisk these guys together. And the cornstarch, you guys, is gonna help with any of the juice from the fruit that gets real soupy saucy. It kind of helps thicken that. So that's why you add the cornstarch. You could also do some flour if you wanted, but the cornstarch is great. So that's mixed. It's gonna go over my berries. And then I have just a little bit of lemon juice. This is about between a half teaspoon and a teaspoon. I didn't measure, but just a little bit of lemon juice. It kind of helps with all of that stuff sticking to the fruit. And with a rubber spatula, I'm gonna just gently fold this around the fruit because those berries, those raspberries are really tender. This would also be delicious with peaches. You could do a peach blackberry or peach blueberry. You could do nectarine. There's a lot of fun different options you could do. I did a raspberry blackberry one on 4th of July, which was really fun. And I was like, that's it. I'm making that for Delight of the Bite. Okay, so real time. That's how easy this is. Pie crust, fruit, dump it in the middle. You're gonna have to kind of grab some berries that have rolled away. No big deal. Kind of just bring it into the center, mound it up. I can't even express how awesome this dessert is because it's very, very forgiving. Like I said, it is child-proof. Okay, so here's the way you finish it off. You just start taking a section, you bring that edge up and press. Right here, grab a new edge, press. It's gonna overlap, that's okay. Grab another edge, press. So if you did like a Pillsbury or your own Kroger brand store-bought pie crust, that works just fine. Press, fold, and then final. Kind of give it a nice good press on the edges. Now, you could do egg wash right now if you wanted. I don't want to waste an entire egg and I'm a little low on my eggs. You can also do whipping cream. I happen to have a carton of that already open. So I'm gonna do a little whipping cream just around the edges. This just kind of gives it a little gloss, and I'm gonna sprinkle some sugar around the outside of this crust. And that'll give the sugar a little something to stick to. Plus it kind of seals the edges a little bit. Egg actually would be a little better for that, but I'm working with the cream. Okay, that's done. I've got some sanding sugar. It's a little bit like larger crystal sugar. Doesn't matter. I did this the other day. I forgot that I had this. I just did it with regular granulated sugar. It's fine. Just want to sprinkle it around the edges. I love something like this where the end result is so delicious and it's just honestly so simple to make. And then last but not least, y'all, I already pre-cubed tiny little, teeny tiny cubes of butter. This is just a tablespoon of butter, but that just kind of gives it that yummy, unctuous flavor. So I'm just gonna put a few of these around. This is going in a 375 degree oven for about 40 minutes. And delicious perfection awaits. I'm so excited for you guys to try this. All right, see you in a little while. Tough wait, y'all. This smells amazing. So I want to invite you in to do a little close-up. I transferred it off the baking sheet so it looked pretty because I got some fun pictures. This is just some fresh mint. Believe it or not, these raspberries, they're from our raspberry bush. We actually, not these, but just these. We don't have that many raspberries we've grown. But I do want to show you on the sheet, it had some leakage, and that's okay. Like, don't sweat it. There might have been a little honey crack right where they're wet, right where the juices were flowing in my pie crust. It was not a big deal, easy peasy. I just lifted it off to put it onto this cutting board because it looked cuter than being on the messy tray. But this is so relaxed. And literally, like I said, pie dough, throw some fruit in there, fold the edges up, and dessert is served. It's so delicious. Notice my fancy ice cream. There's no brand, y'all. I made this ice cream. It's left over from 4th of July. That'll be another episode. Maybe someday I'll give you my recipe for that. So this is still a little juicy, but I didn't want to wait because it smells good. And I need to get started on dinner, to be honest. So before I make the next mess, moving along. So you just cut it like a pie, and I'm gonna transfer a little wedge right here. I'm doing a little tiny guy because dinner. And I'm gonna put a little ice cream on it because ice cream. And oh my word, I'll have to come back for a beauty shot of that one later. I'm so excited about it. And it's still warm, so that's even better. I'll move the ice cream to the side. So, ooh, it kind of had a little bit of a crunch when I, not crunch, but like a give when I push through the pie crust. Yum, here we go. Scott's making all the faces. That's how I know I have a winner. Oh, yes, please. This is excellent. You guys, it has all the fun parts of a pie with the crust and the juicy, sweet fruit, but not too sweet. My recipe, I'll put, like I said, below the video. I always do my recipes. Sorry, my shoes were creaking. I will include all the details of how much sugar and how much cornstarch and that kind of stuff. I don't do as much sugar as some because I like it a little bit more on the fresh fruit kind of tart side. And then that crust, you can add ice cream, which is super sweet. And to me, it's the perfect combination. Yes! Mixed berry crostata. You need this in your life this summer. Take advantage of all those gorgeous berries, the farm fruit stands, your farmers markets, get yourself berries and whip this thing together. It is so easy. You totally can do it. All right, y'all, delight of the bite. subscribe and share. Tell your friends that I am here. Check me out over on Instagram at Delight of the Bite. I post lots of fun little things. This last weekend, it was all about the homemade ice cream. So if you're not following me, you need to come on over and you'll see other fun things I do. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.